Hey guys, we're in the kitchen today and it's been so busy. It's been so hectic around here. I barely even got a video put up last week because it's just been so busy. I actually honestly wouldn't even have put a video up because it was so hectic, but Joseph, my son slash boss, he has to have his video up every week. We tell him then go record something and he's like, "Nah, I don't want to do it." So here we are. I just want to talk about because life's so hectic right now, and then we have the economy, which adds more stress, and it's been so busy. I'm one of those people that like I'll be working on one thing, but I have like 15 more things in my head that I need to do, and it just makes me feel so stressed and burnt out. So especially this past week, I've just been reminding myself, relax, just relax, and I'm here to remind you if you are the same way it's okay. It's okay if we don't get everything finished that we want to in the day. It's okay if our kitchen is a mess before we go to bed at night. It's okay if the house is a mess. Do I wish my house was clean all the time? Absolutely. Is it? No. No, it's not. Because there's other people that live here besides me. I just want to share that with you guys. I mean, hopefully we all grow to be a ripe old age. But after we pass, people aren't going to be saying, wow, her kitchen was so clean all the time. Like, I have notes. I have notes of things I need to get done. Does it help? Sometimes, but I still have a list I haven't gotten to. This is what I wanted to do this week. I've crossed out two things. Two things I've crossed out. Actually, I did do chicken broth too. I'll show you guys how I do my chicken broth one day, but I have post-it notes to remind me, and this is just the way it is right now, guys. And if you're stressed out, there's just things that aren't important in life. The things that are important, hopefully they remember they had dinner every night, their stomachs were full, they were loved. That's what's most important. Family first. Family first. All right, guys. I do have some stuff. We're gonna see how much I get through because I'm not gonna be stressing about it. Relax. Just do it if you wanna. That's all I know. All right, so I'm gonna show you the first thing I already did today. You don't know what I'm gonna do about that light. Just ignore it. So I did freezer burritos. I've already got a video up on this. I'll link it below if you want to see how I do these. But I'm going to insert a little clip right now of what they are like when they come out of the air fryer. Mm-mm-mm. I mean, just look at this. From the air fryer, that ooey gooey cheese and green chilies. And listen to this. Listen to that crunch. All right, so I made up 12 altogether. So we've been out of these for weeks. I just haven't had the time to do it. So we got some. Gonna put those in the freezer. All right, I brought a little bit more light in, so hopefully that helps. But yeah, don't they look so good? They're so delicious. I kind of regret making them because everybody loves them and I have to make them all the time. But so much better than buying frozen stuff. And don't get me wrong, Joseph just ate a frozen pizza from the store a little while ago because I have not had extra time. Actually, I'm so happy time has changed. I know at this point I'm the only person on earth that likes it when it changed because oh, the sun's out later. Yeah, some of us like to sleep, people. But anyways, I feel it's just like when we're in daylight savings time, my eternal clock is just always it's always running late. It's like it's an hour late, and I'm up doing chores until 9:30 at night, and I'm just like mad that I'm doing chores at 9:30 at night because normally it would have been 8:30. That's my internal clock's very upset about that. So I'm back into my time zone, and I'm back into my element for the next 3 months. So you guys can suffer like I do for the other 9 months. All right, my next project for today. I baked up Castilla pumpkin. Yes, I did. And I have got to get this pureed. I actually baked this up the other day, and in a minute I'm going to put up the video so you can see. But right now I'm going to start it draining, and then you guys can watch how I did it. All right, hopefully I got it propped up so you guys can see it, but I'm going to take it out and I'm going to put it in here because we need all of this liquid out. I don't want to dump it out because you can see all of this liquid that's already come out of it, and if I dump it, it's just going to go right back into the meat. to try to get this out. All right, yeah, you can see how much juice was at the bottom of the bag. And then, so we're just gonna kind of just press it down a little bit, start squeezing some of the liquid out. And then I'm just gonna do this, and now I'm gonna put the video up on how I got this far. All right, guys, I'm gonna pop on in here, and we are going to cut up this Castilla pumpkin, and we are going to bake it. All right, I'm trying to get everything cleaned up, multitasking around here today, but I'm just going to try this paring knife. Wedge. I'm just kind of trying to cut in between these large wedges. Okay, let's see if we can at least get it maybe cut in half. Oh boy. Okay, here we go. Maybe, oh wow, it's letting a lot of juice out. Okay. Alright. There we, oh wow. Oh, that is, look at that. That's so beautiful. I was expecting it to be more like a pumpkin, but it's just, it is just a dark, gorgeous orange. That is beautiful. Alright, I also got an empty container because you guys know I am seed saving this. Alright, so much juicier than I thought. So we're all hollowed out. So I'm going to now. Alright, so I just got a cookie sheet with some parchment paper, and I'm just going to put these on here. Set these to the side. Alright, we got a bit of a mess around here. That's what I'm working on cleaning up today, but I think I'm just going to drizzle a little bit of oil on them. I'm just going to take a little bit of oil, I'm going to pour it into my hand, and then I'm just going to kind of go around. Oops, that was a lot. Let's share. Sharing is caring. And I think I'm going to wait on seasoning. I think I'll season when I do the puree. Or should I add some salt? Tell me, guys. Tell me. I'm going to add a little salt. That's what my ancestors are yelling at me right now. Sprinkle a little salt. Okay, so I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of salt on these. Alright. Alright, next question. Do you want these on the top? Ooh, yeah, they are not going to fit. Let me put... Now remember the pot holders. And then being that these are different sizes, I'm going to assume that the smaller ones are probably going to be done sooner than the bigger ones. So I'm going to set the timer. I'm going to set the timer. I'm going to assume at least 40 minutes for the little ones. We'll check on them. And we'll check on that. And now I'm going to go prep my seeds. Alright, so I'm just going to take some paper towel and I'm going to lay it in this pan. And I like to seed save. I'm actually, because there's so much liquid in here, let's just do this. I'm going to pick it up. That out. There's just so much liquid in here. Let me get some of these seeds out.
to save my seeds as close to as they would be in nature. So in nature, if they were to dry from the actual pumpkin, they would still have all of this connected to them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through. I am going to take out this big chunk right here. We don't want it to take a long time to dry. I'm just kind of like pulling it off. Yeah, you can see that's a lot. There's nothing really on there. So we're going to throw that part away. And then I'm just going to kind of spread. I'm just spreading it out. Just like that. I'm going to grab some more. Pick off some of the flesh because there is a lot. There we go. You can see it's still connected, but it doesn't have a ton of this flesh on there still. And then I'm just spreading it out. If you love to garden and you save seeds, it is such a money saver because some of the vegetables are just so much now. So I'm just going to pinch it. So you can see the seeds, like they're still connected, but it's just not a ton of. And then when I go to plant this spring, that's when most of these will fall off by the time they're dry. But I got a ton of seeds just from that one. Alright, because I have so many, I went and just got another little plate to spread them out evenly on a napkin. And then I just set them in a spot where nobody's going to mess with them and they're going to dry. Okay, I just have a bag here of seeds that I've been saving. These are cassavas. I just saved these on some paper plates. I don't have paper plates right now, but they work great too. Just still put the paper towel over the plastic, over the paper plate or foam plate. But you can see they just perfectly dried, and then I just leave them like this until spring comes and I want to plant them. This is the way they would dry in nature. If you were just to leave them in the ground and not to mess with them at all, by springtime that's what they would look like, and then they would just start back up once they get some rain. Alright guys, it's been about 40 minutes. I'm just going, oh no, they're still really hard. So we're going to go probably at least another 45 minutes and we'll check in. Alright guys, it's been 45 minutes. Let's see how these are doing. Okay, they're getting there, but they still got a long ways to go. We're going to go another 45 minutes, guys. Looking good, though. Looking good.
Alright guys, I just wanted to show you, I went through here and just basically scraped the meat all off the skin. And now I'm going to show you what we're going to do with the meat.
Alright, I got the second batch draining over there, and we're going to start processing the first batch and pureeing it into pumpkin. I am so excited to have a homemade pie this holiday with pumpkin we grew ourselves. Alright, I'm actually just going to start with this little bit to make sure I have all of the shell out because it was super late when I did it and so tired. So look at that. I'm just going to go in and stir it around a little bit so it's all getting mixed in well. Alright, hopefully you can see in there, I just have a little bit, yeah, you can see it right here. It's still a little bit stringy, so just to let it go a little bit longer. I've not added any salt or anything to that. I'm going to add everything when I. All right, guys, I think we're pretty good. How does that look? If you guys have done this before and you have any tips or tricks, let me know in the comments. All right, I'm going to go ahead and finish processing up the rest. Okay, guys, the average amount of pumpkin puree in a recipe is usually about 2 cups. So I'm going to fill this, and then I'm going to put this into Ziploc bags. So when I want to make a recipe, I can just pull out a bag and I know exactly how much I have, and I don't have to measure it later on. All right, so I just have it in here. I've smashed it flat. I'm going to put it on a cookie sheet and in the freezer so it freezes like this, and it will be a lot easier to defrost. I just have to pull it out. All right, guys, out of that pumpkin, I've got 11 cups of pumpkin puree, 2 cups each. I have 1 cup left over. I'll probably add this into one of these and do like a recipe and a half because I like to do some hand pies. So I have enough to put in the freezer. Then once I put in the freezer, I'll probably do like a cinnamon sugar on top. And then I want to do some with the regular glaze. And then I want to do some with the maple glaze on top. Doesn't that sound so good? The day I do it, I will take you guys along. All right, guys, this is how I just put them on a tray, and then I'm going to put them in the freezer. And then when they're frozen, I'll just take them out and put them in the freezer. They take up a lot less room like this. You just said. All right, guys, I'm going to clean my food processor out because while I have it out, I have another project I want to do. I'm not going to lie. I'm a little nervous about it. I've never tried it before. Stay tuned. All right, guys, for our next project, I'm a little nervous about this. I've never tried it before. We are making homemade butter. Oh, boy. I normally buy this at Costco. You get 4 of these, and the price has gone up to $15. So I'm going to make some homemade butter today. I want to know, number 1, will it save me money? And number 2, does it taste better? Is it worth it? 4 of these is $15 now at Costco where I live. And the cream has now gone up to $10. It's like almost $11. So this is, everything is outrageous. At this point, I seriously need a dairy cow. All right, if Google is correct, a half gallon of milk has 8 cups in it. So I'm going to be just using half of it because I have other stuff that I'm using it for. So we're going to take 4 cups of heavy cream and we are putting it into the food processor. I know a lot of people do this in a mixer, but I just have a hand mixer and I don't want to hold a hand mixer and I don't want to hold a hand mixer for however long it takes to make this into butter. Here we go, guys. Here we go. All right, guys, I'm going to just check. Oh, wow. Oh, my gosh. It looks almost like whipped cream right now. That is so cool. All right, mental note. Whipped cream can be made in the food processor. All right, guys, gonna give it a little check. Oh wow, look at this is so. This is honestly so cool to watch. Wow, look at that. That is pretty. That is so cool. All right. Holy moly. Give it a little look. Is this where we want to be? You know, I'm just gonna give it a little stir. Okay, it's definitely separated. I think I'm just going to do a little tiny bit more, and then I'm going to go to the next step. It kind of looks to me like where it's at right now, but I just want to make sure. So we're going to do a little bit longer. Too bad I just saw on my food processor it has a max full of liquid. Oops. Wow. Okay. Gosh, is this where we want to go? You know what? I'm just going to go a second longer because I just have a little bit up over in here, and I think it's supposed to be all in a block. I think we're good. I think we're going to, I don't know. Is it supposed to all look like this? Oh my gosh, it's butter. See, will that come up in there? Is it supposed to, is this where I squeeze all of it out? Will it all stick together? That's what I'm wondering. This all right here will stick together. Or if I should go a little bit longer. All right, I'm a little nervous about this part. Okay, it says to put it into ice. And then we start squeezing it together. Oof, that is so cold. Okay, so I'm just going to put it in here and then I'm just squeezing it. Oh my god, that water's so cold. Oh my gosh, it's so cold. Yeah, there is no way you can get that much butter out of the cream. All right, guys, this is our butter. I'm going to put it into a 1 cup. No way I got anywhere near the amount. Let's see. I don't want to waste my butter. Okay, well, it looks like we got 8 ounces is there. And maybe we got about 10 ounces. All right, and so one of these is 16 ounces. So I'm getting a much, much better deal at Costco. It's giving me a new appreciation for butter at Costco. In fact, I don't even know how they're making money on this at Costco from the amount it just cost me to make that much butter. So this is definitely going to get used up. We're going to use it up, but I think I'm just going to stick to buying it from now on. All right, guys, I'm going to clean up and we're going to head on to our last project for today. All right, guys, I went from doing 1 more project to doing 2 more projects because, we got to have something to put that butter on, right? So I am going to make some homemade sandwich bread. I made this the other day and it turned out really, really good, except for some reason, I kept thinking this whole thing was 1/4 of a stick. So I put the whole thing in, twice the amount of butter on it. It was still good, but I almost actually did it again right now. I had to double check. So we're actually going to try to make the recipe correctly this time and see how it turns out. All right, so I got 2 cups of, this was tap water. I put it in the microwave for about 30 seconds. So it comes to a little bit warmer than room temperature. This calls for 1.5 tablespoons of yeast. This is a 1/2 tablespoon, so I'm going to put in 3 of these. It's a 1/3 cup of sugar, and I like to add it into at least some of it because sugar really gets the yeast to start coming alive, coming back. So we're going to push that off to the side now. I'm now going to add 5.5 cups of flour and 1 teaspoon of salt. I'm just going to mix it a little bit. All right, now I'm going to mix the salt and the flour together. And then you can see the yeast is starting to come alive. So we're going to go ahead because it's getting late to wait for it to come together. And 1/4 cup of butter. Now we're going to mix. And I got this recipe from Acre Homestead. I'll link the recipe below for you guys. All right. All comes together now. All right, now I'm going to knead this for about 5 minutes. Normally I would just use olive oil to cover it, but because it is a sandwich bread, I'm just going to go in with a little bit of avocado oil. And I'm just gonna smooth it around in the bowl so it doesn't dry out as it's rising. And then I like to set this in my oven with the oven light on, and it'll be about a half hour or until it doubles in size. All right, I've just covered in plastic, and I'm gonna set the timer for 30 minutes. Again, the oven is not on, I just have the light on and it's keeping it warm. All right, guys, while that is rising, I am going to be doing a cinnamon roll, like a cake bread. It's the first time I'm gonna try it, so we're gonna see how it turns out. All right, we're gonna start out with, 2 cups of flour. All right, let's see, 1 cup of sugar. That's a lot. All right, 1 teaspoon of baking soda. All right, 1 teaspoon baking soda, yes. 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Salt, 1/2 teaspoon. 2 eggs. And it calls for 1 teaspoon of vanilla. All right, we're now gonna mix this all together. Scrape down the side and beat it together one more time. All right, we're now going to mix a 1/2 cup of brown sugar with 1½ tablespoons of cinnamon. All right. I'm going to take 1/2 of this mixture. Yeah, I was contemplating whether I should put it in a bread pan, but I'm already using 2 pans. That means I would have to put it all into one, and I'm afraid it will probably go over and make a big mess in the oven, which I tend to do a lot lately. So I'm going to put this in and I'm going to spread it out. Okay, now we're going to take 1/2 of this mixture and sprinkle it on. Spread it out. We're going to do the same thing over again. This doesn't really seem to be the right amount to me, but I'm just gonna pour it in. This looks like a lot. Looks like it's a lot more cinnamon sugar than the cake, but that's okay. Then we're supposed to swirl it together, so that's why I wasn't really too worried about making a mess. Sometimes the messier something is, the better it tastes. All right, I'm gonna set this to the side. I'm gonna take the bread out, start warming the oven so we can get this into the oven. And this is so nice and warm from being in the oven. And look at that, beautiful. So I'm just gonna plop it out. I'm going to divide it in half as much as I can. I'm going to work with half at a time. And get it kind of into a rectangular shape. Oh, it's so soft. It feels so good. There's something so therapeutic to me about making, especially making bread. I'm just going to kind of try to keep it. Actually, I need to get my pan. All right, I got my pan ready. Oh, yeah. You know what? Actually, I think I'll just go this way. That seems like it would probably be better. Let's scoot you over a little bit. The smell of the bread, just the kneading. I love every part about making bread. All right, that looks pretty good. That looks like it's pretty close. If it starts to look a little thicker at one side, I'll just kind of like gently stretch it, kind of pinch and stretch it so it stays even. Okay, now we're just going to make sure it gets into the pan. And what I'm doing here is I'm just kind of like, I don't know if I can show you guys this. I'm taking my hand up under the bread and then kind of pinching it at the bottom. That seals it. And we're just going to put that up under like that. That's pretty much it. And it goes. This is the first one that I did, and it's already just sitting here. You can already see how much bigger it is than the second one that I just did. So we're just going to let that sit there for about a half hour or so. It will raise quite a bit above. I'll show you before I put them in the oven. But we're going to let them sit. My oven's reached temperature, and so we're going to put... Time to put the cake in. Cake, bread, I'm not really sure what this was, but... And then the recipe said about 50 to 60 minutes. Alright guys, this is how the bread is looking. You can see how much it's rised up over the top. So I'm going to go ahead and put it in the oven. I just checked the cinnamon roll cake and I remembered, because I did not put it in a bread pan, that it might not take quite as long to bake. So I'm going to check it. It's been 30 minutes. I'm going to check it in another 10 minutes. It's not quite ready, but we're going to put this bread in for about 30 minutes or until it's done. All right, guys, this is how the bread is looking. Just coming out of the oven, and I'm going to take some butter and just put it all over the top.
Hi guys, this is how our cinnamon cake is looking, and I just mixed up a little bit of powdered sugar, vanilla, and milk, and then I'm just going to drizzle it on top. Justin said he's ready to try that. Alright, tell us how you like it. Really? What do you got in your mouth?
A garlic lantern.
Really?
I have a funny face. Cause I got a haircut. I got it. I'm sour. You guys don't want to mess with me. I'm wild. I'm crazy. And I do backflip. It feels like a brownie. It's kind of weird.
How is it weird? You don't like the texture?
Mm-mm. It tastes like a cookie. No, a honey bun cereal.
Here, I'll take it.
No!
You're done.
Bye!
Alright guys, we're going to try the bread. I really should let it cool down a little bit more, but I got homemade bread, homemade butter. Like, is this real life right now? Don't wake me. Okay, this is the one time I'm happy to eat the end of the bread. I've cooked so much today, I don't even have a clean knife, and I just don't even care. I'm just gonna use this fork. Oh, the bread's still warm. I usually don't eat butter on the bread. I have to try it. Try to buy it. It's got homemade butter on it. You just ate cinnamon stuff. Yeah.
Watch it.
Get out of here. So good.
What's good, but it needs the butter off of it.
You want it without the butter?
Yeah, I'll have it next time.
Okay.
On the right thing.
Oh, I'm tired tonight, guys, but it was worth it.
Alright guys, we've done a ton of stuff in the kitchen today. Was it as much as I wanted to do? No, I still have a list of stuff to do, but you know what? That's okay. We got a lot done today. I'm very happy with that. Next video, I can't put it off any longer. It's time to clean the greenhouse up, get some plastic on it. I really wanted to get new plastic for it this year, but I just can't wait any longer. So I'm going to use the plastic from last year. It's going to be an adventure. It's going to be most likely next week's video before it gets cold here. I have tomatoes that popped up, little babies, in the garden about a month ago, so I transplanted them into pots. I'll put those in the greenhouse, and then come spring, I already have good-sized plants that I can put into the ground, so we can get hopefully some tomatoes sooner. So that's going to be in next week's video, but I don't know why I'm the only one ever in the video. Even Joseph was sitting over here, and he's just like, But I thank you. I thank you guys for being here and spending your time with me, and I hope you enjoyed this. All the recipes are going to be linked down below. If you try them, let me know how you like them. All right, guys. We'll see you next time.